Zimbabwean opposition leader Tendai Biti has been released following his detention for several hours yesterday in Harare. The vice president of the newly formed Citizens Convergence for Change party was arrested while campaigning for the upcoming legislative by-elections in Greendale. That's in Harare. He joins us now via our telephone line for details around what exactly happened. And Mr. Biti, it's great to have you on the program. Greetings from Johannesburg. Thanks very much indeed for your time. My understanding is that you were actually released yesterday without a charge. So as a start, what reasons were you given for your arrest to begin with?
Good morning, Ayanda. Good morning, listeners and viewers. Well, look, I was campaigning at a shopping mall in Mitombo. Harare East is what is called a low-density suburb in Zimbabwe. In other words, it's a middle-class area. It's not a working-class area. So we don't do rallies. We do walkabouts, meet the people. So I was just walking, talking to the people, and these three heavily built policemen just came. And in terms of our constitution, if you are arrested, you must be told of the charge and the reason. They refused to do that and said, no, we're just making inquiries. And I said, but you are arresting me because you're depriving me of my freedom. So they bundled me into a car and then took me to Rhodsville police station. But as we arrived there, they received a call that I was required at Harare's law and order department, which is a notorious fascist wing of the police. I went there. I was there for 2-3 hours. My lawyers came. As we were getting extremely frustrated, they told us to go back to the Rhodsville police station. At Rhodsville police station, they put me inside the room and said, no, sorry for the inconvenience, but we were not sure what you were doing, but we were very sorry. And that was it.
Sure. And surely that can't be the end of it, right? I mean, you're more versed about issues to do with the law than I am. That sounds to me like a wrongful arrest to begin with.
Well, look, that's the nature of the beast here in Zimbabwe. The sad thing is that we Zimbabweans naively, I suppose, genuinely thought that there would be difference with the departure of President Mugabe, but in fact, Mr. Mnangagwa has turned out to be an absolute constitutional monster. There is no rule of law. There is no constitutionalism. So we have a problem. What happened to me last night is just a symptom of the malaise that has sunk in our country since 2017. With journalists are arrested, journalists like Wopo Chingono, opposition leaders, young girls like Joanna Mamombe, Cecilia Chimbiri, Netai Marova, Makomborero Arzivishe, young men just spent 12 months in prison. So it's very sad, but it's happening in broad daylight, and SADC is important to do anything. The African Union is important to do anything, but it's extremely sad, my brother.
Yeah, we'll speak a bit more about the status quo in just a moment. Obviously, your immediate concern is to try get on with the business of these by-elections taking place. How is the development over the past couple of hours affecting how you're moving forward with your campaigning?
Well, firstly, as you know, I shouldn't be in this by-election. Me and my colleagues, over 100 of us, shouldn't be in this by-election. We won the 2018 election. President Chamisa won the 2018 election, only to be told that this party is not yours. The seats are not yours. But anyway, we are in it. Very undemocratic construction that has led us to participate in this. But as you know, the people of Zimbabwe want change, want transformation. So our campaign is very exciting. Of course, I missed meetings, last night. But I'll get on with it because we have to be strong. We have to look the beast in the eyes. The days of ZANU-PF and Mr. Mnangagwa are numbered. Nationalism is tired, is exhausted. And one of the unique things about these people, as you know, and as we've been talking about, is its massive levels of corruption and state capture. South Africa is redefining and perfecting state capture. But we in Zimbabwe, we invented it. We've lived with it for the past 42 years of ZANU-PF rule. So the long and short of my answer is simply that we'll soldier on under extremely difficult, uneven, and unequal circumstances.
Sure. Concerns also emerging in the wake of your arrest that, in fact, other opposition party leaders will also be targeted with these seemingly arbitrary incarcerations. Is this a concern that you also share?
Yeah. Look, they are afraid of this yellow movement, our new party. They thought that by giving this party to some puppet called Douglas Monzora, taking away our head office, taking away a name, taking away our color, they would decimate these people's aspirations. But on the contrary, they've not succeeded in doing that. And they ought to know better, because they are a nationalistic movement. And before independence, African liberation movement will be banned with ANC, with UANC, with NDP. All these parties were banned, and liberation movements would reimagine one name or the other. That didn't kill the spirit of decolonization. So this de facto banning of our party and our movement doesn't change anything, because the party lies in people's hearts. So they ought to know better. So they will harass us, they will assassinate us. We are used to it. Morgan Tsvangirai died on the 14th of February, yesterday, 4 years ago. That is gone, hasn't killed the spirit of the people. So the spirit of the people will go on for change, because the human being is born with natural desire and attributes for change, for transformation, and for better living, and for opportunities, and for prosperity, for justice, for inclusion. And we are being denied that in Zimbabwe. So we'll continue fighting. Yeah,
you've already touched on this, but very quickly, I mean, the issue around, call it the suffocation of the democratic space in Zimbabwe, has been ventilated ad nauseum. And even just from your remarks this morning, I get the sense that you are of the view that even the by-elections that you're campaigning for are illegitimate. So how has what has happened in the last 24 hours, do you think, dent, at the very least, the integrity of these elections?
Well, these elections will not be free and fair. The electoral body, Zimbabwe Election Commission, is a captured institution. We learned yesterday that they've moved to over 125,000 voters from constituencies that are not involved in by-elections to constituencies that are involved in by-elections. Obviously, they want to rig. So they will not be free, they will not be fair, but we can't continue to winch and win, but we'll participate in it. We'll confront them head on, because when you are fighting a dictator, you don't give it a space. You increase the cost of misgovernance. You build a credible alternative, and you give the people of Zimbabwe a chance. It will be a crime for us to boycott, because people of Zimbabwe are saying, notwithstanding they are in an unequal playing field, we want to teach them a lesson. We want to set the record straight on the 26th of March 2022 that Emerson Mnangagwa and his puppet Douglas Monzora can't subvert and vandalize the people's struggle. The people will remain standing.
Sure. Really dire state of affairs, concerning situation as it unfolds in Zimbabwe. Tendai Biti, thanks for your time. Really do appreciate it. Tendai is the Vice President of the newly formed Citizens Convergence for Change Party, former MDC. Once again, thanks very much indeed.